Part 9 of my series of exposing the covert narcissist. Let's talk about financial abuse.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to this beautiful channel. So in today's video, we'll be discussing an issue that doesn't get enough attention: financial abuse in relationships. While most people think of abuse in terms of physical or emotional harm, financial abuse can be just as damaging and harder to spot. It's a hidden form of control that leaves many women feeling powerless and stuck. So if you're in this relationship or considering one, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. But at the end of this video, you understand what financial abuse looks like, how to protect yourself, and what steps to take if you're experiencing it. So let's get into it. I'll put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my truth.
Part 9 of my series of exposing the covert narcissist. Let's talk about financial abuse. Financial abuse can take on many forms, depending if you are an income earner or if you're not. If you are solely dependent on your narcissist for any money that you may have, you are at an extremely vulnerable position. And they can take advantage of that at any time, in which they do. The flip side is that you do earn your own money, and they expect you to pay for everything, which was, like in my case, I took on the financial burden of pretty much everything. But how could I accept that? How could I say that that was okay? Well, it's because he groomed me very well. Because he had the utmost potential in life. Remember, I had to support him. He wasn't there yet. But if I only invested not only myself and my love, but my money as well, well, then he can concentrate on himself to make himself what he was always meant to be. They will go on and tell you that no one's ever believed in them, and that finally they have found someone that does. So you love them, and all you want to do is prove that to them. So you support them monetarily, emotionally, psychologically. You are their cheerleader, you are their biggest supporter, and you will self-sacrifice to your own detriment in order to help them out. Why? Because they have fed you a story that if they just get there, you will get everything you want in life. You'll get someone who is successful and who can provide and who can give you finally all the attention and investment that you deserve. However, it will never happen. Their money is their money. Even after you leave and you have children together, the financial abuse doesn't stop. I was so ingrained in that cycle of me paying for everything that I just continued to do so. I continued to provide for my children, paid for their school, and it was like nothing had changed, because nothing had changed. And they go on accepting it. And the moment that you ask for it back, any kind of payback, when you're separated, it doesn't happen. They will come up with every single excuse to deny you and to say that any kind of payback is unjustified, making sure that you will still be financially abused. That is why the courts are the only avenue that can possibly fix this. God willing.
Financial abuse is one of the hardest forms of domestic violence to overcome. In some of the more covert cases, you don't even know that you're being financially abused until it's too late. Here are some of the more overt ways that a victim can be financially abused, and then we'll get into the sneaky covert ways. Restricting access to money or withholding bank information. Forcing a victim to turn over their entire paycheck. Demanding to control how your income is spent. Forbidding the victim from working at all. Sabotaging the victim's employment by making them miss work or jeopardizing their job. Forcing them to work in the family business without proper compensation or compensation at all. Creating debt in the victim's name without their knowledge or consent. Forcing the victim to take on loans or debts and then controlling the repayment process. Forcing the victim to sign financial documents without understanding the consequences. And now, the covert ways. Monitoring or scrutinizing the victim's spending. Limiting the victim's access to financial information like account information or passwords. Controlling their access to transportation that helps them get to and from work. Denying them the ability to make independent financial decisions. Using guilt or emotional manipulation to coerce the victim into giving money or assets. Hiding or diverting money from joint accounts without the victim's knowledge. Sabotaging the victim's attempts to save money or build their own financial independence. Making the victim feel financially dependent. Using financial generosity as a means to control, like gift giving, but with strings attached. Or minimizing the victim's financial contributions or accomplishments. This is definitely not a comprehensive list. I was financially abused in so many of these ways. Abusers do this to maintain financial control so that you can't leave. The whole point is power and control. They want to keep you. Creditors and banks are notorious for their lack of compassion when it comes to these things. Regaining your financial independence is such a challenge. It can have severe and long-lasting effects on a victim's sense of well-being and security. What's your experience been with financial abuse?
Stronger than before.
The toxic money habits of the narcissist. Well, if there's one thing that all narcissists of all shapes, sizes, and descriptions have in common is the love of money. They love money. They love counting it, touching it, hoarding it, hiding it, and they will do anything to get it. Now, if you're dealing with a narcissist, you will observe these habits. They are super secretive. You will never know how much a narcissist earns. You will never know where they spend their money, how fast they spend their money, and who and what they're spending it on. They are generous in public, drinks all round, and as mean as fuck in private. So they will not buy household stuff or pick up essentials that is needed. No. You're supposed to do that. They will make you feel guilty for spending your own money. So you'll find yourself sneaking in with stuff that you've bought, pretending that you picked it up in a charity shop, or lying and saying that you bought this in a sale. They are so hypocritical when it comes to money. They spend like it's going out of style, and they expect you to buy cheap stuff or to save it, or better still, give all your money to them. It was Oscar Wilde who said that a cynic knows the cost of everything and the value of nothing. And that pretty much sums up the narcissist. They will sell your granny for a good price.
So that's a video, guys. So I'm just here to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. Okay. Because many women are in financial abuse and they don't know how it looks like and what steps they can take. So I'm just here to advise. So what is financial abuse? Okay, this is really important. So this is when a partner uses money or access to resources to control or manipulate you. This is not about healthy financial discussions or disagreement. It's about restricting your independency and forcing you into dependency. It can show up in many ways, like withholding money, restricting your access to financial accounts, or even sabotaging your job. Sometimes it's another thing like taking your paycheck or demanding that you had over all your savings. Other times it's more subtitle like discouraging you from working or making you feel guilty for spending your own money. The key here is to control. A loving partner works with you financially, an abusive one works against you. So, example of financial abuse I'll give you. Let's talk about some example to help you recognize this behavior. Have you ever been told you don't need to work or take care of everything? On the surface, this might sound supportive, but it can turn into a way to control you by cutting off your financial independency. Or maybe your partner insists on knowing every detail about how you spend your money, down to the smallest purchases, and criticize you for wasting money. Again, this is not about managing finances together, it's about keeping you under their thumb. And then there is sabotage. This could look like your partner refusing to pay bills on time, damaging your credit card, or even preventing you from going to job interviews. Each of these actions make it harder for you to stand on your own. When women often stay silent, why do we hear more about this? Don't we hear? First, financial abuse often feels invisible. Unlike physical abuse, it doesn't leave bruises. Second, many women feel ashamed. Society sometimes glamorizes the idea of a man being the provider. So when financial control happens, it can feel hard to explain to others or even to yourself. There is also fear of being judged, fear of reiteration, or fear of not being able to make it on your own. So, financial abuse thrives in secrecy, which is why it's important to talk about it openly. Ladies, you are not alone and you're not to blame for someone else, okay? um Toxic behaviors. So the long-term impact it has, the effect of financial abuse don't just end when the relationship does. Women often leave these situations with ruined credit, no savings, a lack of confidence in their ability to manage money. It's heartbreaking because this is exactly what the abuser intends to make you feel incapable of surviving without them. But here's the thing, you can rebuild. It won't happen overnight, but with the right resources, support, and determination, you can regain your financial independence and confidence. Remember, you are more resilient than you think. How to protect yourself in this? So, what can you do if you're experiencing financial abuse? First, start small. Open a private bank account, even if it's just for a little money. If you can find ways to earn your own income, even if it's part time or remote work. Next, educate yourself about finances. Knowledge is power, and understanding how money works will help you regain control. Look into local organizations that offer financial literacy programs for women that are out there and that is ready to help. So finally, talk to someone you trust. This could be a family friend, member of professional counselor. Financial abuse is isolating, but you don't have to go through it alone. There are resources and people who care about your well-being. Empowering mindset for the future. So let's shift gears for a moment. If you're not currently in a financial abusive relationship, this is your reminder to set boundaries and protect yourself from the start. Make sure you have your own bank account and never give up your financial independence, no matter how much you trust your partner. Healthy relationship about partnership, not control. Your financial decisions should be made together with respect for each other, independency and contribution. Don't be afraid to have open conversation about money. It's all one of the most important aspects of any relationship. So financial abuse is real and it's more common than we think. It's your experience. When you experience, you know that there is hope and there is help. You deserve a relationship where you are valued, respected, and supported, not controlled. Ladies, let's keep this conversation going. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And this video, if this video resonates with you, please like and share together. So together we can empower each other to break free and build the lives we deserve. Okay, so a lot of women have been going through this because when they get married, mostly women when they get married and they want to start working, their men they want these women to be traditional wives. Okay, so for me, I don't like to be a traditional wife because I have all the energy. So I can work, I can make my own money, and at least, I can buy whatsoever I want with it. So I don't have to ask every time, give me money because it's so painful. Yeah, so you have to, so as ladies, you also learn to make your own money because it's important. And sometimes, God forbid, things happen and you leave your partner and where you're going to start from, or maybe they leave you where you're going to start from. So you have to think of all these things. Yeah. So if your partner says no for you to work, then you have to sit them down and explain to them that you need the job. Okay, because you have family, you have different people who you want to take care of, and maybe sometimes, you can't go back every time you want to ask from someone. So it's good to have your own money. This is tell yourself your own money is good. So thank you for watching, guys.